Hello and welcome to this reading for this power-packed week of March 21st, 2016. Wow, there's so much going on. So we've just been through the Spring Equinox. Welcome spring here in the Northern Hemisphere and welcome autumn in the Southern Hemisphere. The change of seasons is always a time when we have a new perspective that we can bring forward. It's a time of new chapters beginning. When you combine this with also, this is us stepping into Aries, the start of the zodiac. This is the 12 signs of the zodiac starting at the very beginning with very fiery and determined Aries energy. Additionally, we have a full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse happening on Wednesday, the 23rd of March. And this, what I know about the full moon eclipse is that it is in Libra. So this has to do with our relationships and with making things very balanced in our lives. Perhaps we've overindulged in one area or another of our life. Libra is a very balanced kind of energy. And it definitely looks at relationships and partnerships in our life, which is the real gold of this life on earth, is in our interactions with each other. Whether it's through our work or our love partnerships, our family, all of that, those are where we really get the good nuggets of information. So with an eclipse, this is about sort of a final clearing. It's like we have the broom out and we're cleaning up the last of the cinders. What's coming up for me here is very much a Cinderella kind of a image. We are in our, working clothes and we're sweeping up the last of the cinders that have burned out on an old flame in our life, on an old area that used to be of interest that really is beginning to wane. Okay, so that's what this lunar eclipse is about. It's about really cleaning up those last little pieces, sweeping them into the fire, and starting new and starting fresh. It's very much a clean slate kind of a feeling after we get through this eclipse and with the equinox and with the Aries energy. And I'm sure there is so much more. So I say all of this because I just want you to be aware that there is powerful energy. So you may be experiencing what I'm seeing with myself and with many other people is there is sort of a suddenness in a change of behavior. It's like a sudden left turn coming up. But it's not a bad left turn. It's just the universe is using this opportunity to guide us on our path and get us to what we really want at a soul level. And sometimes those things can be painful when we take a really sudden left turn. We can get a real crick in our neck or pain in our bum or whatever. The body sort of gets out of whack. But know that you will get back on course again, because this is just a very powerful way of getting you closer to what you're really wanting at a soul level. Okay? So all of that said, there's so much going on that I purposely did not watch a bunch of videos to educate myself on all of these energies. I purposely want to keep this simple. So for this card reading, I turned to the Sabian Symbols, which I'm just in love with them. For some reason, they resonate really well with me. And I used dowsing to indicate the degree and the sign for the message for this reading with all of these energies going on. And your collective teams led me to Scorpio 19. I want to point out numerology here. 19 reduces to a 1, 1 plus 9 is 10, and you always get down to a single digit with numerology. And 1 is new beginnings. This is like fresh slate. We are turning the page, and everything's different, and a whole new way of being can be. So the image for Scorpio 19 is, let's see, a parrot repeats the conversation he has overheard. So there's two things with this. And for you, your message may be one or the other or both. First of all, the translations that I have looked at around this symbol, a parrot repeats the conversation he has overheard, that there's wisdom coming through from the higher self, from the universe. So I do want you this week to pay attention to things that you're feeling, things you're hearing, things that come across your path and trigger you either in a positive or negative direction. People that you meet, relationships are going to be key this week with that Libra eclipse. And any of those things that bring up thoughts and emotions with you are messages that are leading you along your path. So those are going to be amped up this week. And again, this is to help us in our progression as we make our journey through in this life. So that's one aspect, is the wisdom coming through, which you're like a signal tower, and your team is sending down information all the time, and it depends what you pick up on, because your radar might be really closed in, particularly if you're not feeling well, or you're sad. Your radar might be really closed in, so it might take more effort for you to see some of the messages. If you're really open and, kind of eyes wide open, and you're really very sensitive to things in your environment, you're going to be able to pick up on more. So imagine yourself as that radio tower, and the parrot is you in this circumstance, and you're hearing information, or you're receiving information through your thoughts and your feelings, things you notice. Notice what you notice. That's all meaningful, okay? Is the practice of mindfulness, of being in the moment, of really noticing what happens during a given day. Nothing is by chance. The second piece is, this is new chapter time. So when I think of this image, I think of a parrot is just somebody who is just parroting back, literally, what may be truth for somebody else, or what has been a long-held belief system, or my cat wants to leap here. Oh, perfect. Taking the big leap. It's any time that we're really questioning old belief systems, okay? And that you're encouraged to not just parrot back, to take that belief system and say, yep, that's my truth. That's the way this is going to go. Polly want a cracker. This is a whole different opportunity. You can choose to make your experience anything you want to make it. It's all up to you, okay? So that's what I'm wanting to stress. And that part, I think for most of you, it's going to be a weaving of those two messages I just said. Listening, paying attention to your thoughts and your feelings, as well as knowing, when am I just in a program really where I'm just running round and round in the same belief system, and it keeps triggering this stuff within me. It keeps making me angry, or it keeps making me sad. And when am I going to choose my own truth? When am I going to decide that this is going to be, I want it to be like this? So I feel like these messages this week are having to do with setting that new path for yourself, and recognizing the potential for a new belief system, a new way of looking at a part of your life. And it could be in relationships. I'm going to say it's got something to do with relationships. That can be love, that can be friends, that can be work. It can be anything involving other people, okay? So without further ado, let's get into the cards. So this is the first card from the Magdalene Oracle. These are power packed this week. The Resurrection. This is your time of a new awakening, a new being within you, a new level. And look at all the yellow in the middle there. Color has become very important in my card readings now. The yellow is really what is at those beginning stages. This is solar plexus. This is you deciding, you know what, in my gut, this doesn't feel good, or this does feel good. And as you make a shift, the gut starts to feel better, and then you're able to start radiating out those other layers. And when we get to the red, that's that manifestation of that root chakra area where you have a much deeper sense of clarity and security in your life. So this is truly, for those that picked this card, your team just wants you to know, please embrace whatever is coming up, because this is necessary in order to move you onto a path that brings you deeper security at a soul level. Okay, because I am being really drawn into this red. It matches that Aries energy, is known as red. And sometimes it's going to take action. You know, if you're having a strong intuition, a strong feeling based on things coming into your experience, like I was saying before, and it's really challenging you, or it's lighting you up and getting you excited, please go, you know, take action, all right? Because this is a new day. This is a new day dawning. That's how big this energy is this week, okay? So trust in it, you know, trust in it, and follow where your heart leads you on that. The second card is from the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue. And this is a beautiful card, the Ten of Earth. I want you to see. This is about the riches of this earth. The card itself reads, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. That the events that are happening this week, again, paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, situations that happen in your life, these are leading you to a place that will bring a sense of happy family life, financial security, and finding magic. And they may not feel that way. This eclipse energy is so odd because it's so forceful with the lunar eclipse. A lot of that has to do with our feelings. The moon is all about the emotional body. And so it may not feel that way. Again, this is weird, sudden left-hand turn kind of events in our life. So what I want to say with this is this definitely, there is a fairy energy that's looking over the situation with protection. There is a mother figure, and then there's two children, if you look at that image. And this is divinely inspired because of all of this purple and indigo here. This is divine sort of intervention that is happening. And just to know that things are shifting into a place where it will get easier, not harder. So your outlook is going to be important, because this mother has a sense that she is being protected in this card. And she knows everything is surrounded by this green energy, which is the heart. She knows that she is providing a loving presence for these children or anyone in your life that you feel you're nourishing in some respect. She is surrounding them in that love. And that's what creates magical circumstances. So please direct your thoughts and your feelings in that direction, knowing that everything will be fine. You know, no matter what is happening right now, you're being watched over, things are flowing. This is this is one of the happiest cards in this entire deck of cards that Doreen put together. It says it's really the ultimate in security. Things being very joyous and very prosperous. And look at the depth in this card. I mean, there's just such depth with all of these mountains in the back, where there's just new adventures that await, okay? And you're in this little crook in the valley, and you've got a protected spot. There's lots of abundance around you, and it's a time of happiness. But with eclipse energy, it may not always feel that way, okay? So just trust that you're moving into a happier time, for those, particularly with those young ones in your life that are important to you. I'm feeling people with children or pets, anyone who you look after, who perhaps is young in spirit and you're sort of someone who watches over them. Please know that you're making a big impact, and your thoughts and your feelings and your outlook is going to be important to them as you move through, okay? So for those who chose the third card, which is the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides by Stephen Farmer, you have the octopus energy. And this card says, practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. I feel like this eclipse is offering you opportunities. The eclipse, all of this energy, it is offering you opportunities to shift into a whole new level of your soul self. It's like you're getting down to the depths of who you really are, you know? And I know that because I see this orange color, and that is the sacral. I personally consider this to be the most powerful chakra in our system. It's right at the navel area of our body. And it's about creation. This is our sexual desire. This is where our passion and our drive and all the enthusiasm comes from this center. And I feel this fervent boil within you in the most loving way, with this Aries energy that is all about action and making things happen. That you're shifting in, you're morphing yourself. And this is a really good thing, to morph yourself at certain opportunities as we're given them during the year, to move into a place where you can experience more of that passion and more of that verve, for life. That you're really, you're aligning more with the soul self for those that chose this card. And that people may begin to see you differently in the situations that you introduce yourself into, because you've done some work over many months, perhaps even years, to bring yourself to this level. And I think that the eclipse energy and the equinox and everything we're experiencing this week is very positive, actually, for everybody. But for you, it may not be as painful, or painful isn't the right word, unexpected of a left turn as it might be for some of the other people. This might be a place you've been boiling up to. That's what it feels like. It feels like a boiling up to, because I can kind of feel those legs, the tentacles of the octopus spreading out, and yep, I'm good within this physical form, and now I'm going to start curling my tentacles out, and I'm just going to, they're beautiful to watch them swim. It's very graceful and elegant, and it's like you can draw people to you the more that you start to spread those out, and they start to see you as this beautiful creature and not someone to be feared in any way. The octopus is not to be feared. It is it's intriguing to people, and they feel drawn like a moth to the light. It just feels like you may be viewed differently by others in a good way. And you may also be shape-shifting some of your own body. Your own body might be changing. You might be taking steps to be healthier, or just move your body more, or starting different routines, that kind of thing. It just feels like the physical form has gotten itself internally to a different level, and now it's like ready to spread those tentacles out, and to watch, for all of us to witness that graceful flow as you move through the waters of this life. Very much about that emotional body with the Libra energy of this eclipse. So seeing also how you can have a profound impact in the relationships in your life, and how you might be giving advice to others, perhaps, to impact their relationships. Because all it can take is sometimes your presence with someone else, or a kind word or two, or a touch on the arm, or a hug. And that can really shift things for somebody else in an unexpected way. So that's beautiful. I love that. So there's your reading for this power-packed week. And now I'm on take number 3 of trying to get through this video. So I know the energy is pretty ramped up, very unexpected for sure. And please do enjoy this week. I don't want you to have fear about it, because there is a lot of good juju in the air, but it's just propelling us. It's kind of like we're turning on to turbo mode this week, and kind of speeding ourselves out of the bog area, if you will, where the water's kind of still and stagnant, out into the ocean where the waves and the motion is. Okay. So be open to that, because it's really propelling us in a good direction. But just pay attention. Notice what you notice, and act when you feel like you want to act. And you decide if you want to be the parrot who is overhearing a conversation and repeating it back, or do you want to hear and then develop it into something that's very unique and special to you, which is a gift for all of us. So have a great week, and I'll see you next week.